Alright, so stream is public. You can hear me. I'm pretty sure I'm ready to go with this. This is a mod physicist brought up earlier, and not exactly sure when because time just flies when I live stream and just in general, really. So, yes, this was the next mod I was intending to play. It's just, I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish it because I think this is a pretty big one. That plus, there are definitely other things I want to do also. Likely maybe just gonna go straight back to Akumajo and Setsu tomorrow and just try and get world record on that with the Cypher category because again I'm just so close to it. So yeah, here we are with the American Eagles Fruits of Literature Club. Certainly looked nice. I mean, the only things I really saw from it were these new text boxes. Didn't look at too many of the spoilers for this one because I did have plans on playing it myself, and I'd rather just go into every DDLC mod I can blind. Mod contains serious content. Pretty much what I was expecting. You agree that you are okay with being shown spoilers of the original game, and consent to being shown serious and potentially disturbing content. Kinda like what the original game had in it. Okay, seems like there's no self-voicing on this one either. Like, that's still literally the first thing I check to see whether or not the mod has the Siri voice. It doesn't. I mean, I'm never really asking for it anyway, it's just, oh, I always check, it's pretty much force of habit. There's a dev info button here. Never seen one of these buttons. Oh, come on, I want the Siri voice. Yeah, I'd like to see the next mod that has that in it. So I suppose we'll begin right now. The morning sun hits my eyeballs, causing them to squint shut. Having my experience, I'm used to it, but nevertheless annoyed. This is one of the few times I wish I had longer hair, to block out the sun from hitting my eyes. But unfortunately, I am mandated to keep my hair below a specific length. Is this like some sort of hair code the school he goes to has? The rhythmic sounds of the train hitting the rails remains a reminder of where I'm destined. So far, from what I remember, there are 4 chapters of these out already. I feel like maybe the mod's still being worked on, but really I have no clue. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I played a DDLC mod. I remembered it was Nightmare, but I don't remember exactly when. The stories I've heard about this city. When I found out I was coming here, I'll tell you it left a sour taste in my mouth. The train begins to lose momentum, signaling our arrival momentarily. I hear a familiar digital sound emanating from my watch, indicating the new hour we've reached, just as it does 23 other times a day. The train comes to a complete halt. The passengers around me, myself included, stand up and begin to depart our vessel. Well then, nice. The moment I step out onto the nicely maintained cement, I hear a voice calling out to me. Level engine, level engine. I cock my head slightly towards the direction of the sound and see an old man that used to be an acquaintance of mine. An old man? I didn't expect to see you here, old man. Me neither. When's the last time we've had an old man in the literature club anyway? Like, never. Old man around 5 feet 7 inches tall. Pretty short compared to the normal people I am around. His wrinkled face and squinted eyes turned to a genuine smile at the sight of me. Uh-oh, an old man. Same with you. What are you doing here? Literally just got into town. Oh? You here for anything special? One of his eyebrows lifts up. Nope. Just here to go to school. His face changes. It looks as if he's surprised. What is that face for, old man? Never thought I would hear those words come out of your mouth, Level Engine. Back in, well, you know. You weren't so spry to go to school. That I was not. But times have changed, and I am ready to go to a normal school for once. What was the previous school he went to? Haha, well that's great. And what are you doing here? Well, I retired. Came out here to live with my daughter and her kids. Daughter? Now there is something I didn't expect you to say. Haha, well everyone gets old and needs to settle down eventually. Yeah, but I never thought you would. I expected you to remain with the majority of us until you finally gave out. Well, here I am. Do you have a place to stay? I have a house somewhere near the school. Eastern side? Northeast. Ah, I know it. Need a ride? Well, I didn't have any other plan. So we're gonna walk there? Pretty much. Where's your luggage? Everything I own is in the bag on my back. I point one of my thumbs to a black Kevlar backpack I have securely strapped to me. You always travel light, don't you? Easier to disappear when necessary. He chuckles. Come on, let me show you to my car. By your leave. Physicist, hi. I'm wondering who this old man is supposed to be in this intro sequence here. I start this mob where immediately talking with an old man that was supposedly my acquaintance. The old man had a pretty stylish car. My father used to have one of these. A '69 Mustang? She's a beauty, isn't she? Is this how you spent your retirement fund? Oh no, I still have a good half left. So out of the 800 grand they gave you, you spent over a quarter of it already? Kids aren't cheap. As well as this sexy of a car. The black Mustang accelerated onto a turnpike and eventually into a city street. Wait, so I didn't think Mustangs were as expensive as Ferraris, or maybe even more expensive. Turns out the train station is about a 15-minute straight drive on the freeway. Doesn't seem like much if you're a driver. But if you're walking like myself, it would have taken as long as 3 hours. The convenience of a freeway allows drivers to get across great distances at a greater speed than normal roads. So are you still on Ashley's detail? The idol? Nah, I left that a long time ago. Trouble from up? Nope. Just did as much as I could then. So in short, you weren't needed anymore. Pretty much. Bummer. Bummer? I don't socialize well with others. Especially with a teenager with a small degree of popularity among even more hormonal teenagers. Sounds to me that you got in some drama with this girl. I don't know what you're talking about. I look back towards him, a casual glare into his face. Oh, come on, don't tell me you didn't try to get with her. Are you serious? No. Ha, good, you know that isn't allowed. That, and I don't really have a need for any type of relationship right now. Or at all, if I really look into it. I think I have a folder with all the music from Jump Half on my computer right now. I'd be interested to see what your favorite music picks were. It's not like I don't want one. It's the fact that in the position I'm in, it would have a lot of unnecessary stress. It's not every day that I can just breathe and live a normal life day by day. Every day has a small amount of repetitiveness with it. But that is another story. We are almost there. Again, I appreciate the ride. You should stop by one day for dinner. I think my daughter would love to meet you. Huh? Why is that? Because you're basically like me when I was younger. She's always nagging me about telling her about my younger years. You haven't, right? Of course not, I know better. I was about to say. Don't lecture me on policies I've lived by for 30 years, Level Engine. With age comes easiness, old man. I still think I could take you. That would be interesting. I'm still active, you know. How so? Granted, the man was old, but he still had a pretty fit body. Usually as men get older, they tend to let themselves go. They say, screw it, I worked hard these years and I earned this. Then they just let their bodies waste with alcohol, tobacco, and junk food. I teach a self-defense class downtown. Well, that's one way. You should pop by, give some of the ruffians in my class a little reality check. Why is that? Because you and I both know to never underestimate an opponent. They could be just as clever, attentive, aware, and more skilled than you. The old 1x4 rule. Exactly. Some old man we have here. Okay, I recognize this neighborhood. This is it. One last gesture of farewell. Okay, so the old man's name is Jeff. Right. Well then, let's check this place out. I look around the neighborhood and notice that this suburban block has the same architecture for almost all the buildings. I take a look at the spacing between the house I'm living in and the one next to it on both sides. I check the integrity of the fence that borders. Decent strength. I take a stroll around the perimeter of the house. I take note of the number of windows, their position on the structure, and their height from the... Why do we need to know all this? There's just some windows. So she must be going to the same school as I. She has somewhat of a skip in her step. Her blue eyes look up into the sky at flowers she passes by. Till I get to World 8. I found my way into World 8, but didn't attempt any levels in it yet. Sounds like Sayori to me. That girl just seems to emanate joy. I scoff at her and turn myself to the door. Kid will learn that the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows as she thinks. I unlock the door and enter. Immediately, I'm greeted with a short hallway, around 3 steps before the kitchen opened to the right. The kitchen is rather modern and well furnished. I check the fridge and... nothing. I chuckle at myself, not knowing what else to expect. The place is furnished, but I was just curious. I close the fridge and look out into the living room which borders it. Take a look into the living room and out the windows. I look and see if I can see the space directly below the window. I can't. I walk across the room and open a small white door. It leads into a laundry room fit with a washer and dryer. Luxury. It will definitely be easier than manually washing and drying my clothes. I close the door and head upstairs. Immediately on the left is my bathroom, and across from that is my bedroom. They seriously do not spare any of this expense with the decor here. In my bedroom is a closet, dresser, bed, desk, and several miscellaneous items to make it look lived in. I take a moment to place my backpack on the bed and survey the area from my window. Once I get a good understanding, I walk out of my room. Next to the stairwell is a sliding glass door that leads to a balcony. This I've never seen before. I lean forward on the wall, my forearm supporting me, and look out into the neighborhood. I can see some grade school-aged kids playing with a jungle gym that some well-funded parent purchased. I also see an old man petting his dog in his front yard. Neighborhood watchman here, eh? I look to my left and notice that same girl I saw earlier in her room. I didn't realize I lived so close to her. Through the glass window of her bedroom, I notice her moving around the left side of the room to the right. She's moving something, most likely a change of clothes. She stops in front of the window, facing to the side. She makes a few faces, which confirm my initial theory is correct. She's looking into a mirror. She undoes her red tie, pulls off her gray jacket, and starts to unbutton her white undershirt. Yep. I turn away from the view and return inside. Good on you. August 29th, 20XX. 20 o'clock military time. 20XX? What, did he not know what year this mod was going to be finished in? Normally I would be in my bed by now, but I am awaiting an important call. It doesn't bother me much since I have gone days before that sleep. Losing a few hours for one night isn't going to kill me. I kick my feet up on the opposite end of the couch and lean back. I continue to read the book that I have in my hands. I made sure to turn on the news earlier. I got a general idea of the community here. I've made it a habit of mine to always check the local news to scout out the area. To see whether there is high crime, no crime, political activity, the usual. I'm not a big fan of politics, but knowing the local debate helps me understand the people better. Never seen these fonts before. Sound of my phone going off sends a shiver down my spine. It isn't the sound that then sends that feeling down my back, it's the reason for it. I answer the phone call. The next day, 6 a.m., home. 6 o'clock hits. I'm already ready for school. For a normal person not used to wearing uniforms, the school's outfit does seem a bit excessive. But since I've been in uniforms all my life, this is nothing to me. I take a look at myself in the mirror for a quick medical check. No wounds or scratches overnight. I would certainly hope not. You just got here. And when that is done, I'll be on free time. I take a last look into the mirror and retrieve my bag. As I reach the gates of the school, I notice the congregation of students in the courtyard. There are little groups of students huddled around each other, all doing different things. Some were on their phones just ignoring each other. Some were running around acting like children. And some were socializing with each other like normal people. I ignore them all. There isn't a reason for me to talk to any of them. With one backpack strap wrapped around my shoulder, I enter the large, white concrete building. After a self-tour of the school, I reach my first room. Maybe I should try and find this guy. Wait. This guy did leave his Discord tag somewhere in the mod with the dev info, so... in case he hasn't already been informed on this... I feel like he has, though. By now. Someone else has probably already pointed it out. The school itself wasn't too large. I have definitely been in much larger compounds. It wasn't a problem to find my locker, my first class in the lunch area. Only one spelling error so far, only one typo, and a little over 15 minutes in. I'd say that's pretty good. Students passed by me, all casually talking and complaining about everyday things. I silently laugh to myself about some of the petty things these inexperienced people complain about. It gives me a sense of gratitude for where I've come from. I never complain about my phone having a micro crack. Or that I didn't get the money to go to the latest movie. Stupid things like that slightly irritate me. The bell rings and I enter the classroom. I noticed the girl who lives next to me was in my class. And I had overheard several classmates and the teacher call her Sayori. The name instantly engraved itself to my mind. Without hesitation, students stood up from their desks and departed. I stand up, stretch quickly, grab my bag and leave the classroom. I approach my locker and get ready to switch out my books. But before I can even touch my lock, I hear someone grunting. Erg. My head perks up a little and I head towards the sound. It was on the opposite side of my locker. When I turn my head around the corner. Ugh. I see that same girl who was in my class and lived right next to me having trouble with her lock. She seems to genuinely be having a hard time with her lock. Having trouble there, aren't you? What? No, I got it. You sure? You look like you're trying to initiate the release mechanism, but you don't have the right code in. It's hard to do this thing. I walk next to her and touch the lock. What is the combination? What? Afraid I'm gonna steal your textbooks that I happen to have the exact same copies of? No. Okay, fine. It's 92717. The lock clicks. There you go. What? You got it that fast? I'm very familiar with these types of locks. I show her how to properly orient the combination lock. That is how you unlock these. Thank you. I wave my hand to her locker and turn around. Hey, wait! You're that new guy in class today. Yeah, I remember seeing you while I was talking home yesterday. Ah, yes, I remember you too. The name is Level Engine. I like that name. It's what I was given. No, it's not really what I was given, but... Anyway, goodbye. I turn away from Sayori again and return to my locker. Unless, like, you could say that I gave it to myself. Wasn't given to me in the traditional sense. Where are you going? I'm going to put away my stuff, then go eat. Don't forget what I showed you. Okay, thank you. The final bell signifies the end of the school day. I grab my bag and depart down the hallway. As I walk down the hallway, I pass by two girls who were in a debate about something I didn't care too much about to notice. Something about manga. I had a schedule to stick to, so I didn't stick around to pay any attention to their frivolous conversation. As I reach the gates of the school, I hear a voice call after me. Level Engine, wait up! Only met with the sight of Sayori running to catch up with me. What do you want, Sayori? Also, why are you shouting? You're gonna draw attention as if something bad is happening, woman. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I had a question for you. A question? If it's something I can answer, I guess you can ask. So, I know you are new here and all, and I don't want to overwhelm you. But have you looked into any of the clubs we offer here at school? Clubs? Elaborate, please. Well, we have little groups of students who participate in extracurricular activities for fun if they get experience for college. Okay. What is your point of asking me this? Well, I was curious to see if you'll join mine. You have a club? Yep, I'm the vice president of the literature club. Literature club? So you just read books and write all afternoon? That is a pretty mean and blunt way to put it. Well, excuse me, but it doesn't sound really attention-catching. I think I'll pass on that proposition for now. Not even if I ask really nicely. No. Meanie. I've been called worse. Unfortunately for her, I'm very efficient in keeping a straight and professional face when needed. Every morning, afternoon, and evening, I always had a friend who would pay our class a visit and make sure we were all professional. Anyway, I'm going home. You enjoy your club. Okay, bye. I turn away from her and head home. As I watch the steak on the portable oven grill, I occasionally glance at the homework I was given. Normal English and social history subjects were a breeze for me. However, math was a different subject. The math I normally use in my life is much different than this general principle they teach in schools. In short, they're two different ballgames. But begrudgingly, I continue to finish the work. Taking a few breaks at times, I continue to make my meal. I settle on a lean cut of meat, cooked medium rare with asparagus and rice. All are high in nutritional value and are very filling. I cook several steaks and prepare different portions of the asparagus and rice for later meals. It's better to prep your food now and eat it later, in my opinion. That is what I used to do in my old school where I lived in a dorm with about 80 other students. It made it really easy to wake up when signaled, eat quickly, and get my morning hygiene routine done. I slide my homework into a special folder I have designated for work I need to do while home. I finished making the final steak, which I plan to eat tonight since it was the freshest. I sit down at the table, I eat silently. During this time, I just clear my mind and finish eating my food at a fast pace. It's the equivalent of meditation for me as it is to others. Back in my old school, it was very hard to remain focused while eating since we only had about 10 minutes to eat our food. That included getting into the hall, grabbing our food, getting a seat, and then eating. Normally by the time you made it through the line, you already lost 5 minutes. So eating fast was paramount. But it was during these times I learned to focus only on eating. If I cleared my head, it was much easier. I found it oddly calming. I had gained quite an appetite after my run around the block earlier. I now have a good idea of the ins and outs of the neighborhood. Some may ask why I do this, but the answer is simple. Know your way out of any situation. You never know when you need an immediate escape. While I was returning from my run, I saw Sayori arrive at her house. Right, I guess I'll see you later. I had the opportunity to say hi, but I dismissed it. There isn't a reason for me to get involved with that girl, anyway, for that matter. I'm probably going to go for about maybe 30 more minutes, the most likely at this point. See if anyone else drops by. Not expecting to, because it is late at night, but I don't want to just cut the stream this short. I mean, it's not like the mod's going to be over anytime soon. There are a couple of possibilities. She's lonely. She's attracted to me and she's looking for a way to get to know me more. Or she is just inherently friendly and bubbly. But it is kind of foolish to just push such a request on someone you only just met. a lesson I learned very well as a young child. Ever since then, I'm always cautious about where I am and who I meet. Someone even as simple looking as Sayori can hide an evil past. One that we cannot run from. I shake my head, breaking myself out of these thoughts. I finished my dinner long ago. I quickly cleaned the dishes and put them away. Okay, it's back to school. Lunch period has arrived, and I do my book exchange as normal. Once I close my locker, I hear another grunt from the opposite side. Probably Sayori. I peer around the corner, and sure enough, there she was. She looks like she is struggling with her lock again. Before confronting her, I watch her carefully. She is definitely trying the way to disarm the lock that I showed you yesterday. So that is good, I guess. I watch her carefully to see if she's successful. Click. The lock releases and she opens her locker with a happy smile. I turn around and return to my locker. But before I really could do anything, I hear, "Thank you, Level Engine." She saw me? Damn, she has a good peripheral vision. No problem. I call out from my locker. I close the silver-colored door and turn around to notice that Sayori is right behind me. Jesus Christ, woman! Hehe. Hi. Didn't your parents ever tell you not to sneak up on people like that? You didn't notice me walk right past you? Evidently not. Oh, I'm sorry. Not like you intentionally attempted to scare me. If you did, then I'll have to fight you. What? Ha, I'm just joking with you. That isn't funny. Where I come from, that type of humor is just the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, what did you want? Well, I was gonna ask if you thought about the literature club thing I asked you yesterday. This again? Pretty sure yesterday I told you no. Well, it was worth a shot. I guess. Anyway, I guess I will talk to you later. Leaving so soon? Huh? In life, you're gonna face a lot of it. Don't just run away from them. Plus, I saw you eating lunch alone yesterday. You did? Yeah, need someone to eat with today? No, you're probably just gonna be a meanie again. I'm not being mean, I'm just telling you the truth. The truth is not always easy to hear. Still. Okay, I will join your literature club, Sayori. Really? No. You're so mean! If you try to pussyfoot around the truth, it hurts more. Better that I denied your invitation now than to lie to you later. I don't like this. Listen, how about we go eat now? Well, MC does make a good point on that. It would probably just break her feelings even more if I said, yes, I'll join the club, and then, like, I get there, initiation's done and everything, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here. That would break her spirits more. Other than that, we should be fine. Okay. Sayori and I make our way to the lunchroom. It is a gym-sized, multi-purpose room that has been riddled with several rows of wooden tables. Definitely enough to fit the number of students eating lunch in here. We get our food and sit down at a nearby table. Sayori and I begin talking about each other. And by each other, I mean her. Why did I come here to go to school? I went to another school far away, and decided I needed a different new start. Oh, why is that? Just felt like it. A saying we used at my old school for don't ask about it, you don't need to know. What about you? Why are you here? Well, I started to go to school here when I came with my family. That was 12 years ago? And you're how old? 18. So you pretty much spent all of your life here. Yep. Interesting. So what do you do for fun, Sayori? Oh, lots of things. I like to draw, I like to read, I like to run around and play, and I like to play with animals. So overall, you're pretty random. Yeah. Well then, what about you? Huh? What do you like to do? Read. Read? Is that it? Well, I exercise a lot, but I don't really consider that as a hobby. I need to maintain a level of fitness at all times. Huh, why? Just feel like it. So, don't ask. Anyway, we're done with lunch. Let's go back to the lockers. Okay. I close my locker. The rest of the class's books in my bag. Thank you for eating lunch with me, Level Engine. No problem. Oh, Would you walk home with me after school today? Me? Why? Because we also live right next to each other, so it just works out. I walk alone. Oh, come on! Oh, fine. Yay! But there's one thing. I don't seem surprised to see Yori. What is it? You have to come to my literature club. What? I told you no. But you said you would walk home with me. And I walk home after the literature club. I can very easily change my answer to a profound no. But I promised the other members that I would introduce you today. Don't make promises you can't keep. They were all really excited to meet you. One member even said she would bake cupcakes. How many of you are there? In the literature club? No, in general. You females are so goddamn persistent. It's quite annoying, really. Please, Level Engine, it would really mean a lot to me if you did. I don't really care if it means anything to you. You used a rather sleazy tactic to persuade me to join your club. You don't have to join. Just at least stay and wait for me to finish. You can meet the other girls in the club too. That way you aren't bored. Jesus Christ, woman, you don't let up, do you? Fine, I'll wait for you. Women really annoy me. They constantly nag at you even when they don't have the right to. No woman tells me how to eat my food or when to shower to do pretty much anything other than my own mother. And she earned that authority over me. The only reason I let a few men order me around is due to seniority over me. Once you're out of that chain, you can no longer control me. It's one of the reasons I was the top of my class in my old school. Now that I think of it, there was one other woman who could order me. But she is gone now. What, the professor? Probably a professor. I arrived at the room number that Sayori gave to me after lunch. Class has been over for about 10 minutes. Sayori told me to show up at a specific time. I checked my watch and wait for that time to come. Alright, here we go. So I think I'm probably gonna just tweet this on my No Context DDLC mods Twitter. A picture of Sayori just smiling cheerfully with the text below saying, "Women really annoy me." Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I open the door to the classroom and enter it. It looks like a normal English classroom. I take a quick second to look around the room. But it wasn't long before a blue-eyed monster obstructed my vision. Level Engine, I'm so glad you came. Didn't really have any other choice. Sayori! You didn't say the new member was a boy. It didn't seem important at the time. Natsuki, that doesn't seem like something important. If he is a club member, he is a club member. A tall, purple-haired girl arrives at the front of the room with the three of us, probably coming to my defense without call. Wait a minute. I overheard these two arguing about manga yesterday, but boys ruin everything. Plus, he looks like kind of a dick, too. I walk into the club room for less than 30 seconds. Only said 5 words, and I'm the dick. I get the urge to open my mouth, but I restrain it. If I'm gonna be here for however long this club does business for, I better keep tension low. Because, believe me, I know how difficult things can get when you're forced to be around a group of people who don't like you. Natsuki, assuming such a thing about someone right off the bat is pretty hurtful. Yeah, my feelings are real hurt. The pink-haired girl named Natsuki presumably looks away while angrily gritting her teeth. The most recent girl, the one with the brown hair, is last to come to my defense. She has a proud and confident demeanor and stance upon her. She catches my eye for a second. Whatever, I'm sorry. Apology accepted. Nothing really to apologize for, but I still accept it out of respect. Hi, I'm Monica. Level Engine. I am the president of the Literature Club. If there is anything I can do to make you comfortable here with us, just ask. I will make sure to take you up on that. Monica looks oddly familiar. I shrug the feeling and dismiss it. So, Monica. Yeah? What type of things do you do here at the club? I'm very glad you asked, Level Engine. We focus on the study and the application of many forms of literature. Interesting. Sayori's smile perks up. What interests you in literature club? Nothing. I am only here for Sayori. Oh? She looks to Sayori, who is squirming in her shoes. I'm escorting her home today, and she insisted I wait for her here. So I'm just a guest. But I do hope you will join. Oh. Well, I do certainly hope you join if you're interested. Another member will get us registered as an official club. So if you have under 5 members, your club isn't really a club? Yeah. So I was correct to sense a hint of bureaucracy here. How very observant, Level Engine. I heard you were new, which is why I'm surprised you caught up on that so quickly. Well, whenever I go to a new place, I always like to survey everything around so I understand the social norm. Oh. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay with us today, Level Engine. We're just about to start. Alright. Monika's voice was as confident as her stature was. It was oddly entertaining to observe. She definitely caught me off guard for a second there. I didn't expect anyone at this school to possess even the shred of sheer confidence, but I was clearly wrong from how Monika presented herself. And the fact that she is president of the literature club immediately shows me she is an academic. But something continues to dig at my mind about her. She looks so familiar. Hey Natsuki, when are you gonna pass out those cupcakes? I'm starving for one. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened, so there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn in icing, and little pieces of chocolate are used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. It's delicious. What did you miss? More the introduction, really. Almost 40 minutes in, we can still sort of say we're just getting started with this mod here. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Well, we ran into Sayori, and now we're being introduced to the literature club. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I made them for you or anything. Well, Sayori said someone was making cupcakes in preparation for my arrival. Well, maybe, but not for you know, you, dummy. Okay? I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. So what do you mean, what route am I going on? I didn't really get offered any choices just yet. After all, doesn't a cup of hot tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoyed tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. I take a sip of the tea and immediately recognize what type of brew. It's a strain of oolong tea. Not one of my favorites, but better than the gruel that my old school called tea. Nevertheless, I drink it. Well, your choices actually matter in this mod. Interesting. Yeah, most of the time I play a mod, my choices don't make too much of a difference, but we'd have to see where this is gonna go. I'm tempted to fast forward past the original dialogue, though, right now. Despite not having played a mod in a while. Monika must have worked hard to have me... Monika must have worked hard to have just these 4 girls. No, just these 3, plus herself. Talking about the kinds of stories she enjoys reading. You like to write about cute things. You left me a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Fine, I'll give that back. Everything you do is just so cute. I'm not cute. He wouldn't like them. Sharing that type of writing takes a lot of confidence in oneself. I have an idea, everyone. Let's go home and write a poem of our own. but I'm not in the club yet. I'm only here as Sayori's escort home. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. It's probably the best that I just tell you flat out right now. Ah, that's right. I'm sorry, I thought... I remember. Better than for me to lie to you all. Damn it. I forgot how difficult it was to get out of these situations with girls. I keep remembering back to the first time it really affected me. Damn it, Ashley. I look down at the floor and back up a second later. The girls are still fixed on me with hurt eyes. I'm gonna have to do this bullshit, aren't I? Here it goes. That doesn't mean it won't change. That's great! That gives us a little leeway to try and convince you. Yes! I guess that's okay. If I found out this was all for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Looking forward to Super Mario Maker 2 section for Nintendo Direct. What about you? When are they going to do that? I haven't really been keeping up with that at all lately. The two of us depart the club room and begin to make our way home. The sun was out and blazing, with little to no clouds obstructing it. Oh, hi there, Matt. Yeah, haven't really done one of these in a while. Trying to get back into it. Even though I'm fairly busy with also Akumajo and Setsu speedrunning, I'm going for a world record on Sypha. And I'm pretty much almost there already. I've done many runs, some monitored in much hotter temperatures. And that is pretty difficult, as we were given a limited amount of water for the entire run. Our walk so far was not bad. Sayori struck up a few conversations about what I do outside of school. I, of course, am not going to tell her the truth about what I do. I have more than one document restricting me from doing so. I just simply shrug and respond, nothing really. You mean there's nothing to do out of school? Well, I guess I have a part-time job, but that's only really when they need me. And lately it's been pretty slow, so I guess I don't actually do any working. Well, what did you do before you came here? At my old school? Well, I was in a large building where the students lived. At least my class. Your old class? Yeah. Whenever we weren't doing anything, some of us sat around doing nothing. And some of us just picked up more extra credit work. Which one were you? I think the answer is obvious. Well, what type of job do you have? It's not important. Sure it is. Come on, Level Engine. I'm telling you about me. Can't you do that too? It's like I'm talking to a brick sometimes. Ouch, that hurts. Judging my facial expression, Sayori sticks her tongue out at me. Meanie. My life secrets must be earned, my sweet blue-eyed angel. Sayori's eyes go wide. That's a joke, by the way. Sayori continues a barrage of questitons. All the way until we reach our neighborhood. Oh, we're here! Yep. I turn my back to her and start to walk to my house. Wait, Level Engine. What? Thank you for walking me home and going to literature club with me. You used some cheeky little tricks to achieve those milestones, but it's fine. You're welcome, Sayori. (9-1-20XX) 118. Unknown. My phone rings. At 1 in the morning. It's 1 in the morning and my phone is ringing. Must be a phone spammer. I'm here. Good. Get ready. I end the call and slide the phone back into my coat. I keep my posture against the tree and notice a commotion down below. I look down from my perch into the street below. A black Rolls Royce pulls up to a curb. Several men get out of the car. A valet quickly accepts it and drives towards the nearby parking garage. Normal late-night crowd. I immediately sense someone approaching me, so I turn around to face them. It's about time. Who is this? Back at school again. I get ready for lunch. I'm stopped by Sayori. Hey, what is it you need? I just wanted to see if you were okay. Huh? Well, I saw you leaving your house pretty late last night. You were watching me? Oh, what? No. I just happened to notice you leaving as I was going to bed. Well, I went to go run on an errand. Sayori leans forward while clutching her backpack. Well, I was just curious. Uh-huh. Well, I'm going now. I lean back upwards and start off away from Sayori. Oh, one more thing, Level Engine. Can we walk home again today? I raise my hand to my face and scratch my forehead. You're gonna make me wait around the club again, aren't you? I kinda have to. I go there after school. Nothing's really coming to my mind right now, but the airship level had a really nice song on it. Then there was the No Jump, No Life level that had that. Yeah, I think the song was titled Mess Center. I remembered hearing it in Key Trash Free Rebirth as well. There's probably more that just aren't really coming to my mind right now. Sighing, I come to realize that there was probably a book there I can read as I wait. Yay! I'll see you there after school. I didn't exactly remember the name on it. Before I entered the club room, Sayori waited outside for me. As I walked up, I knew exactly what she was trying to do. She was waiting to see if I actually showed up. Well, I guess it's my fault for doing so. The door closed behind both of us. I am shrouded in a much different atmosphere than normal school projects. Hi, Level Engine. Good to see you back again today. Monica walks towards me, still putting on her everlasting smile. How do I know all the song names? I have a folder with all the SPC files from Jump Half sitting on my computer. I did work on a level for that project, so I had access to the base ROM. So I have almost all the music tracks, thus having almost all the names. That, plus I do like to hoard a lot of resources you can put in SNW hacks, even some of the rarer things. Well, today we are reading our poem, so I hope you enjoy it. Sure. I can't wait! I am super excited to read everyone's poems! Yeah. Not excited, Yuri? Not at all. To be fair, not many people can get excited like Sayori does. From the few days I've known her, I can understand that. Thanks for coming back, Level Engine. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a circumstance for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to be here. If you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. This line still always cracks me up. I survey the girls' conversation. No matter how many times I've seen it, it still cracks me up a bit. Sayori is an energetic ditz. Natsuki is aggressive. Yuri is very shy and tentative. And Monica is a leader. Granted, these are simplified perceptions of them, but nonetheless, they aren't bad girls. I lean back in my seat, grab one of my books from my bag and place it on my lap. Don't worry, guys. Level Engine's a pretty hard worker. He usually does all of his schoolwork in class and does pretty well. Our social studies teacher was astonished. I don't know what you're hyping me up for. I just did my work as instructed. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, no? Wait, Sayori? You brought something for me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I can tell that Yuri is uncomfortable. She shifts in her seat and looks away nervously. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture is nice from you. Plus, there's no reason to make a big deal out of it, because I won't. Didn't want you to feel left out, even if you aren't joining the club. Since I'm pretty much finished with my current book, I'll make sure to read this. And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. Interesting. I'll keep that offer in mind. Yuri looks pleased and relieved as she gingerly runs her fingers across a book that sits in her lap. Okay, everyone. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into the bags. Monica looks towards me. Level Engine, I think it would be good practice if each of us showed you our poems as well. I'll just skip past them if they're poems I've seen already. Whose poem shall I read first? I think I'll just get to the end of this in-game day and then I'm gonna stop the stream. Actually, no, I'm gonna show off something else that I found recently. It should be good for some laughs. I'll definitely have to explain it in more detail. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna quickly bring it up on screen right now. Yeah, there's an AI that just artificially generates quote-unquote inspirational quotes. So what this thing does is essentially just take some random words, random set of images it's been handed, random fonts, and it just generates some quote-unquote motivational posters. Some of these actually end up turning out to be surprisingly well done, and then there are other times where it's just completely a fucking mess. I'll probably do more of these at the end of the stream. In fact, I'd like to find a good opportunity to just show off what mindfulness mode is. For example, I don't even know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Exercises how streetwalkers defeat surgery. And you could just keep on going and going for like hours possibly if you really have just that much fun looking at these random ass quotes. Why did I get the same? Okay. I thought maybe the bot was glitching and it gave me the same random quote. But no. Never think of it as a joke. Think of it as entertainment. I think I did. You shared them in our Discord server? Lick him! It's just a picture of the planet Earth and the words "lick him" on screen. Maybe I can do that later. I'm probably gonna maybe want to get more people on stream for mindfulness mode when the time comes. But let's just get back on task here. First things first, I gotta get this off screen so you can actually see the game itself. Or, if you really call DDLC a game, with a picture of the Earth. Yeah, that's random machine-generated quotes for you. Dear Sunshine, I'm sorry, but I've lost count as to how many times I've seen this one. As I read Sayori's poem, I notice her handwriting. It's what I expected. Sayori, let me guess. You wrote this poem when you woke up today, right? What makes you say that? You put that you want a breakfast. So? Since this assignment was given to you yesterday, at what point since then would you want breakfast? Other than that, it's a nice poem. You really think so? Mm-hmm. Yay! Mind if I read your poem? She slides the poem towards me face down. Yeah, I told you we weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks the writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. In fact, even the most complex messages can be delivered in just a few simplistic words if you know what you're doing. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. I guess more went into it than I realized. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Especially if it means I don't have to hear any more rude comments from her. They don't even bother me, but I'd rather not hear them. Not surprised Viz isn't gonna show up. It's late and, I don't know, maybe it's the fact I'm playing DDLC or a mod of it. Yuri, may I read your poem? Yuri looks disheveled and shyly holds her poem in her hands. Sure. I think I'm just going to quickly link my stream on my Discord server, saying I'm going to just start playing around with a Spirobot for like a couple of minutes or so. Maybe like the next half hour is just going to be in Spirobot shenanigans. So let me go and gather that right now. SMCs. So I'll copy this over. Probably should have maybe done this earlier in the day. Because I'm kind of having a bit of trouble just typing. Some of which are just plain ridiculous. Okay, apparently I didn't print screen though lick him one. Alright. And quit looking at my keyboard. It's not that easy for me to type. I don't know how everyone else does it. I usually write longer poems. It's not about ghosts, it's more complex than that. You should know. Would you mind if I read your poem? Of course! Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. I guess no matter what happens, no matter how many viewers I actually get for the Inspirobot part of the stream, I'm gonna just upload it separately as a highlight. Especially if there's something really worth highlighting. So that you guys will be less likely to miss it, even if no one actually stays for that part of the stream. I mean, it is late. I'll take that as a bad thing. I pass the poem back to her. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. Don't think it's going to change particularly soon, and Level Engine liked my poem too, you know. I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress the new guy, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... Oh, you're just... Maybe you're just jealous that Level Engine appreciates my poem more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my poem more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Yeah, well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Level Engine started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Level Engine, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing's more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Level Engine. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. You understand that, right? I'm not here for more than 2 days, and I'm already dragged into such a frivolous altercation. Both girls stare at me waiting for an answer. Listen, girls, this is probably one of the most stupid arguments I've ever heard. And I've literally heard 2 grown men argue over a soda and nearly beat each other to death because of it. Fact of the matter is, you both should definitely not be attacking each other because of something like this. From what I understand, there are reasons writing has so many variations, each with different impacts and emotion. Natsuki. Huh? Your writing is simplistic because that is how you choose to write. I direct my cold, dead gaze to Yuri. And Yuri. Yes? Your writing is more formal and complex because it is how you choose to write. But that doesn't mean either your writing styles are inferior. Now, if you would both keep me out of your petty and frivolous arguments, I would appreciate it. Natsuki, Yuri! You guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. Yuri's are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Sayori. Yeah. I'll look over and make eye contact with Monica. So this is why Sayori's vice president. I whisper into her ear. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. It isn't like I could blame you. An argument like that, albeit completely stupid in nature, is still difficult to resolve. But Sayori handled that much better than I ever expected of her. That's Sayori for you. You also did well handling yourself there too, Level Engine. Let's just say I'm used to these things. Nevertheless, thank you. Okay everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. I'd say it was interesting. And we're gonna walk home with Sayori. About what happened earlier, does it happen often? No, that's like the first time I've seen them fight like that. Jumping to conclusions and assumptions like that is foolish, Sayori. It gets people killed. Bottom line, no, I do not hate them. It takes quite a lot for me to hate someone. I just wanted to see what your opinion was. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew, you know, Level Engine. It's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. If you say so. I do. Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the fact that I haven't joined the club. Whereas, by this point in any other DDLC mod, I'm pretty sure the guy would have joined the club. What do you want, woman? Can we hang out more today? I have things I have to do, sorry. Really? Yes. Sayori pouts at me while I wave off towards her house. Sayori waves bye to me as she skips towards her home. 2:15 a.m. and something is happening. I roll over to the left side of my bed, increasingly getting more irritated at myself each time. I'm usually never this restless unless I just got done with work. I lift myself up off my bed and look out my window. The night is clear and empty, which is something I'm familiar with. There have been many times I was forced to remain motionless in brush on a night like this, waiting and waiting. There were even times when it would rain constantly, but after a while you get used to it. I remember back at my school, some days during PT it would be freezing and pouring out. Of course, our instructors didn't care. A few of my classmates and I didn't think we could continue. I swear some of the water in my underarms had begun to freeze. I hated it. But it taught me just how far a human body can go in severe conditions. It's clear I won't be sleeping for a while, so I just get myself up out of bed. I might as well take a walk. As I walk down the nicely maintained sidewalk of the neighborhood, I pass by Sayori's house. Sayori is a bubbly girl, one that you could say is rare to come by. Her energy is uplifting. She reminds me of. I stop walking. No, I mustn't let myself. The words leave my mouth with pain sourness to them. I continue my walk around the block, but my mind continually haunts me about something. She wouldn't want me to. I raise my head and look up to the night sky. So this is why I couldn't sleep, eh? I leave to live a normal life, but the past remains with me, no matter how far I run. If I could just say those two words to you, my conscience would not eat at me. You were very important to me, after all. You were there for me when no one else was. When you found me, you showed me that I could actually be useful. With your outstretched arm offering your hand to me, those eyes projected nothing but acceptance and love. You were useful to someone somewhere, Level Engine, even if it's for a day. You will know you did the right thing when your memory lingers. Damn you, woman. Even when you're gone, you still have such an influence on me. I lower my head in a futile effort to strengthen my resolve. I'll save here. And I'll probably continue this mod on a later date. Not likely tomorrow, because maybe I'm just going to jump back to Akuma Joden Setsu, grind for that world record some more. Wait, did I save or not? I'll probably just be able to spam clip until I get back to that point in the game anyway, so I don't think it really matters much. Okay, so... Actually, I think I'm probably just going to save this for another stream when there are people here. So essentially, what this was going to be was a stream where I'd showcase these AI-generated inspirational quotes. And on literally my third try, I got this on stream. Lick him. So maybe when I get a few more people watching and maybe like not so late at night, I'll go and actually devote a section of the stream to this.